With you, I don't
Hello,
ever feel
hello.
calm.
Welcome to Dear Dana.
I feel
It's
the sweat inside my
Saturday
palm.
night,
Play with me like
mid-March.
cats and a string.
How are
You
you
don't understand the
doing?
pain it brings.
Tonight we're
You
going to
don't
be
ever wanna
talking
give me
about
wings.
how to tap
You
into
don't
your
ever wanna set
intuition
me
as an
free. You
empath,
know I'm addicted to you.
all of the
And it's
different
just you
kinds
keeping
of
gifted with the
empaths.
evil voodoo. Got me coming back for
Yes,
more,
we
even
will.
when
How
I've
to
been screwed.
protect
Dolls
yourself
full
as
of
an
pins,
empath
pierce my heart straight through.
and the work
Got
you have
issues
to
in my
do.
head. I like you in my bed,
Yep,
but you
there's
keep
work
me on red.
involved.
Oh,
But take a
everything
deep
is like a
breath through your
test. I
nose
better not text or I'll come off desperate.
and hold it. Let it out through your mouth. Welcome, welcome to Dear Dana. Shake it off. Shake that week off. Come on in. Hello, out in the bushes. Shake it off.
So if I play
Take
dead,
another deep
will
breath.
you regret everything that you did,
Hold
that you
it.
said? I don't think you
Let it out.
understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue
I'm
from
gonna
the
have to cut that
bruising.
music
I feel
off.
like when I'm with you, I'm losing.
By
I feel like
next.
you think that this amusing. Sitting there,
Yes, I love it, but it's gotta go.
Was it me? Is it me? Am I?
Welcome to Dear Dana. I wish there was a better way to let that song go, but just cutting it off like that. It's not very cool, but I love to just bring it in, let you take a cleansing breath, hold it, and just release it all. It's called conscious breathing. If you learn how to do that, inhale to the count of 4 through your nose and hold it, and exhale to the count of 4 through your mouth, and repeat that a few times. It will be your best friend throughout your life. It lowers anxiety, helps you if you're having a panic attack, lowers your blood pressure. It does. That's why you see me doing it when we're doing the music, because then people are like, oh no, not a breathing exercise. Not a breathing exercise. Yeah, I love Netflix music. Scout, welcome to the channel. Welcome. Hey, Monica McCall, Paranormal, Willow Witch, and everybody in the bushes. Welcome. Hey, Marie Crumb, April Showers, Gourmet Thursday, and the whole crew. Welcome. It's a Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. That's a lie, I've got all you. But, I had a little instinctive message for a friend this week who's very empathic, very intuitive, very giving. And I had a message for her that came to my spirit about her migraines, greatly being connected to the fact that she's empathic. And she's in the medical field. But it was like a moment that a lot of her migraines are connected to the fact she's very super empathic, actually. And I shared that with her. And even though I've got guests lined up in the future, tonight I felt like, it's very important to share, how to tap into your intuition as an empath, because so many of you that come in here are empaths. And the thing of it is, a lot of us are born with that tool. And some of us just vicariously live life being an empath and don't know what to do with it. Let's be honest, don't know what to do with it. And just live like that and feel other people's feelings, attract broken people often. Hey, Dustin. Well, be an empath and tend to attract broken people or people that need healed or attract narcissists in relationships. I know I did in my first relationship, in my first marriage. I attracted an extreme narcissist. Don't get me wrong, there were good points in that relationship, but he was an extreme narcissist. And I didn't want to see it that way because I tend to want to see the best in people, but I did not know how to navigate the very empathic part of myself because I wanted to see the best in people. I wanted to see people get healed. I wanted to see them become their best selves. I wanted to see them become their best selves because I could see the good part in them. You get what I'm saying? But in seeing the good part and trying to say, well, I know that narcissistic part is there, but there's that good part. This is who they could become. But they have to want to become that. And taking on all that emotion and that feeling and that angst and that anger and you get where I'm going. You take on so much of it if you don't protect yourself from all of that you're feeling, it can just tear you down. It's overwhelming. But the psychological part of this as well is a lot of people will become very empathic if they grow up in families where there is a lot of dysfunction or a lot of trauma or unresolved trauma, or the parents don't get along, or there's, a lot of fighting and or it can become physical, or there's unresolved, the parents have a lot of childhood unresolved stuff. You get where I'm going with this? So the kid sits there and they don't have a voice. So they come home and there's eggshells and they never know what's going to be happening. And they don't, hey, coffee walks, and the kid doesn't have a voice. So because there are eggshells and the kid doesn't have a voice to say anything, the very empathic side of them comes out and they have to use their internal empathy sonar to feel everything, to feel the energy in the home, to become an emotional detective, to get a gear, a feeling of what may be coming down the pipes. Does that make sense? Thank you, Dustin. The kids have to become an empath, a strong empath, because they don't have a voice to speak. Remember the days when kids were to be seen and not heard? Kids were to be seen and not heard. So they become this strong emotional empath so they can turn their sonar on. Hey, paradox fossils, to figure out what's going on. So they become very strong empaths and they become very intuitive. And like I've said before, all of us are born very intuitive and have these gifts. And it will stay with us. We'll have a multitude of gifts. And it will stay with us easily till the age of 5. Until the world untrains us, basically. Because we're learning all these things in the world and they tell us, well, that doesn't exist. And ghosts don't exist, and spirits don't exist, and supernatural things don't exist. And being psychic doesn't exist, and intuitive doesn't exist, yada, yada, yada. You get what I'm saying. When spiritual and psychological and science and religion, all these things exist together. Monica says, I was raised in the seen and not heard days. And baby, in the South, we're still a lot in the seen and not heard days. Kids are to be seen and not heard. I did not do that to mine. Oh, Miss Dear Dana, there's definitely a reason why the universe puts you in my life at this moment of time. You definitely get it and deliver the messages. Well, thank you, Scout and Choir. My husband said recently, if you are a positive channel or you teach things that are, look, I'm very educated and I'm a trained psychotherapist and I'm very scientific, but I'm deeply spiritual. And some of them already know in here at age 12, I had a near death experience. I did die and come back. And I lost my child 5 years ago. And me dying and coming back and seeing the other side has been a saving grace to help me go through that. That being said, whether people believe me or not, that's their prerogative. But I know what I know, what I know. So I have education and science to back me and experience from things I've gone through. So I appreciate you saying that. Whoops, I just turned everything blue on my side. Dana and I have a few things in common. I've discovered her channel to begin with, and I go to his channel and listen to things as well. So yeah. Yeah, Paranormal Witch says, and magic also existed. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't. And here's the thing I say. Can we see love? Can we see love? No. But I would say most of us believe in love, right? Thank you. Thank you, honey. And bless you for sharing your life experience, especially your news. Thank you, Scout Inquirer. Can we see love? No, we can't see love. But I would beg to differ that, hey, Shelley Marie, I would beg to differ that most people believe in love. But you can feel it. Like you say, Scout, you can't touch it. You can touch the other person. You can see it in a person's eyes. You can feel that spark with another person. Hey, Marie Crumb. You can feel when you're connecting with another person that undeniable connection. Exactly. Dustin says, I'm picky who I say love to because I don't say it unless I truly mean it. Exactly. Look, when my husband first said it to me, it took me a little while to be able to say it back. It did. Because I'd been through a rough first marriage. A rough one. It was volatile towards the end. And look, I consider myself a smart woman and very empathic. But that turned into ABUSIVE marriage toward the end. Because our son was born early. We knew, look, he was cognitive, but he was very rare, only aged a third of the rate other children did, and we knew he was going to be most likely in a wheelchair, and he was. Thank you, Willow. Hey, Gourmet. So back to being an empath. Part of it can be geared up by the family you were raised in. If you feel like you had no voice as a child, your internal empathic abilities get cranked up. Oh, thank you, Dustin. You are a sweetheart. Look, it will get cranked up because you need it for that fight or flight to know if you're going to be safe when you're in a situation. And kids are good like that. Give you an example. If you're an empath and you go around babies and kids, they will pick up on you right away and they will gravitate towards you. It it is a rare time that I'm ever around a child I just met that doesn't gravitate straight to me. Oh, thank you, Lady Spell. You are precious. Thank you for that super chat. That warms my heart. And how does anybody do like a 222 or 111 or a 239? I have never figured that out on a super chat to do just numbers like that. Thank you so much, Danny, for helping so many. You are precious. Thank you. But when you are an empath, you will feel it and see it. Look, my daughter's friend brought her little niece. She did not know me from Jack and Jill. And they say she's so shy. She doesn't go to people. She won't talk to people. No, 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 no. That baby came straight to me and wanted me to pick her up and love on her. Children know. Children know if you're an empath and you like them, children know who the good ones are. So do animals. So do animals. And let me tell you another thing that you might not have known. Not like us do they have feelings. Let me make that straight. But there have been scientific experiments, and you can look them up. There have been scientific experiments. Trees and plants have feelings. It's true. Not like animals and not like us. And they're very slight. But trees and plants have feelings and they react. And that is why the old saying, talk to your plant, sing to your plants, and they grow faster and respond better. That is why that occurs. You can take two plants and you can say the most foul, ugly words with a tone to one plant, and that plant will not grow very much and it'll eventually shrivel. And you can say the most loving, sweet words with a positive tone to the other plant, and it will begin to flourish. Try it. I dare you to try it for a week and monitor the difference. It's part of being an empath. It's part of the energy that you exude. Now, getting back to the different types of empaths. Now, before we go on, in the chat, I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you're an empath. Put a 1 in the chat now if you feel like you're an empath. But put a 1A if you feel like you are an empath that can shield yourself. Put a 1B if you feel like you're an empath that has trouble shielding yourself. Good. Hello, unapologetically Romeo. You have trouble shielding yourself, Marie. 1A, you can shield yourself. Good. 1B, because we're going to talk about shielding tonight. Good, KK Booty. Yeah, I know you are, Dustin. You have already gone and come back. Yeah. it's super important that you learn how to shield yourself, because when you don't, you set yourself up to be affected physically, emotionally, spiritually, etc. I see what you're saying, Scout. There's so much I want to share with all of you, but I would have to do a class. I don't know how much everyone is interested in a class. I've been waiting for Facebook to set it up. I may have to set it up in a Zoom and charge something nominal. And when I say nominal, I mean like $5 or $10. It definitely depends on what triggers me emotionally. Gotcha. The more I heal, the less triggers I have, I think. Good, Lady Spellbreaker. And the healing takes, look, you'll always have moments of grief. But the healing part, as far as child loss, when I do things to help others, like when I was teaching kids online in China, that helped my heart. When I do things to help others, that helps. I'm learning the more I talk and digest, process all the emotional charge anything has got. See ya. Sending you all the love. Hello, Michelle Canham. Free. Helping others helps heal me, but I'm still going to have that roller coaster. Okay, got you all. So let's begin by talking about the different forms of empaths. Hey, thank you. Because when you find some control over your empathic abilities, then you can focus your empathic abilities to gain more intuitive strength. When it's kind of all over the place and you don't know how to shield, that's a problem. First of all, when you don't know how to shield, my suggestion, my go-to number one suggestion is get a selenite necklace or selenite bracelet. That's my first go-to. Secondly, I always, the moment I know I'm going to be around other people, before I ever get on here, without fail, every single time before I get on here, I say the Lord's Prayer. I call down 4 of my archangels to be with me, my guide. I surround myself with a cocoon of white light of protection. I call down my guides. I fill this room with white light. I feel this channel. See, my southern accent sounds like I'm saying feel. I'm going to feel you. No, I fill this room with white light. I fill this whole channel with white light. I ask that all of you are surrounded with white light and that you leave feeling better than whence you came. Always, always my prayer. And this includes all of you in the bushes and anybody that watches a replay. Every single time without fail. So you say whatever prayer you wish. Surround yourself with a cocoon of white light. Mine looks like interfolded angel wings. Okay? I do it every time I get in my car. Thank you, Michelle. Every single time I get in my car. Anytime I'm going to be around people. Period. And I can feel it happening. I can see it in my mind's eye. You will feel the difference. And I always have some form of selenite on me. Always. In my purse, on my body, somewhere. In my pocket. Always. Look, I've got selenite all over this desk, all over this desk, all over this desk. I got more down here I can't even pick up. Selenite. Oh, thank you so precious, Scout. And I love everybody. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care if it's Buddha, if it's God, if it's I don't care whoever you pray to. I don't care. As long as you're not evil, as long as you don't hurt anybody, I don't care. Everybody's welcome here. Because in the end, the rivers all go to the same place. I love that, Shelley. And Sarah says, I have some very exciting news. Teen Mom 2-star Janelle Evans finally got back her custody. Yeah, I saw that. It is exciting. Um, I either look up a stone store online, but you can also get it on eBay because there's crystal shops that sell their stuff on eBay. Sometimes you can get it on Amazon. A lot of times I'll get mine on eBay because there are crystal sites that sell it on eBay. What I might do is do a giveaway. Oh, you've got a local crystal shop? We've got one here too, but ours is a little bit high, a high price. I don't like to pay their price, but we can go to like Dahlonega or Helen around here and it's cheaper. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Scout. It is my prayer that people can feel my energy and know who I am. Sometimes I will do live healings on here. I make no promises, but I have studied Reiki and energy healing and quantum healing. We had another healer on here. Shelley does some healing, but we had another healer on here, Sheila Steve, but he lost his child back in August. So we haven't seen a lot of him. We hold space for him and love for him and continued prayers for him. A really psychedelic spell breaker? I need to set up something like a shop below when I can find something. I think soon I'm going to do some giveaways and give away some selenite. But I love selenite the best because it does not have to be cleansed and it can cleanse all other crystals for you. Look, I had a student from Australia because I also teach online. I teach a communication class, but a lot of times I'll get students that are dealing with anxiety or ADHD or confidence problems. So I'll help them with that too. I think it's a universe thing because it's supposed to be a communication class, but I get them with problems. He handmade this and sent it to me. He handmade this and sent it to me. It's got crystals and minerals and stuff like that. I forgot what it's called, but it's supposed to get rid of EMFs and all kinds of other things. But it's really pretty. Yes, if you're human, you've got insecurities. If you're human, you have dealt with mental health at any point in your life. Orgonite, that's what it is. Thank you, Michelle Canham. He made it orgonite. I forgot everything it's supposed to do. But look, even being a trained psychotherapist, I have bouts of anxiety or stress or insecurity at any point in my life. If you are a human being, short of being a baby, you've had mental health problems, anxiety, stress, all the things. All the things. But anyway, let me get back to the different kinds of empaths. And if you hear yourself, which one you think you are, and you could be all of them or some of them, okay? All of them or some of them. And I took a bunch of notes because, Willow and Shelly know I go squirrel sometimes. MS does that to your brain where you forget things. So, anyway, here we go. The emotional empath. You're naturally compassionate, and you know that you absorb the mood of others. You know that you absorb the mood of others. You pick up on their emotional states. Sometimes it's hard for you to let go because you soak it up like a sponge. You've walked in a room sometimes, and if people have been arguing or gossiping, you can feel the tension and it feels like you could cut it with a knife and you want to hurry it back out of there, right? Or if everybody's in the best mood ever, you'll pick up on the emotion like it's a natural high very easily, right? And you can read people. I can remember being in high school and I always knew what the truth of the matter was with any given person. They'd say one thing, but I knew what the truth was. It always bothered me, too. It always bothered me. I knew who was interested in me, who was not interested in me before they said a word. I knew when people were gaslighting other people. It's hell in high school. I had friends, like I said before, but I kept people at arm's length. I still like to be kind of alone to myself in high school. I mean, like when I'd go home and stuff. I didn't have people spend the night. No worries, KK Bootsy. I didn't like people spending the night at my house. Yeah, me too. Look, I have my husband, my daughter's still at home studying college, but I have my husband. I have to have my trees and I have to plant things all the time. I have to be around nature and water. I need water near me, whether it's a pool or lakes. It's just my thing. And my mom's like, something's broken in you because you don't like to go shopping like other women. Well, unless it's Christmas and I'm buying presents for somebody, I don't. I just don't like to go shopping for no reason. So I guess something is broken. And I don't have a problem being alone with myself. I don't. So if you're emotional empath, you know what that is. Now, an intuitive empath, high levels of intuitiveness, where you can put some of the pieces of the puzzle together. You're not just feeling their emotions, but you can feel them without them speaking a word, without you knowing the person. You know what I mean? Where you almost seem telepathic, but you're not. People almost feel like you're telepathic. I can't read what I wrote. You let your hearts and your brains lead the way. But you kind of can connect the dots. Hey there, Nora, Stock Explorer. Precious, if you haven't checked out her channel, please do so. I'm doing good. And also check out, the scary one. You know, uh, I say Dustin so much. It's professional paranormal research. Now, there's a plant empath. You've seen those people that just have the natural green thumb and everything grows. That's me too. Everything they touch grows. They just have a sixth sense about what the plants need. Baby, I got plants in my house that are 22 years old. 22 years old. they just keep growing. Are you a plant empath? Hello, angel wings. Did you realize there's so many different kinds of empaths? Now, the animal empath, that would be like what they call an animal whisperer. They can sense what's going awry within the animal. And an animal is very attuned to an animal empath. It's almost like they have that silent language between them. The animal trusts the animal empath. They could almost communicate telepathically, almost. And the animal empath just has a sense about all the animal's needs. They just have this quiet language between them. And all animals are attracted to this animal empath. And there is not a day that goes by that the animal empath doesn't have an animal. And an animal empath tends to be in positions of veterinarian, animal rescue, right? Sometimes animal hoarder. Let's hope not. But you see where I'm going with this. Are you an animal empath? Are animals drawn to you like that? Doesn't matter what kind. Now, there's a physical medical empath. You might have a friend that something's going on in their body. And when it's going on in their body, you might be feeling it in your body. You have that physical connection. You might feel their pain, fatigue. You might be able to figure out what's wrong in their body, almost like a medical medium. Does anyone feel like they're a physical or medical empath? Angel Wings says, oh, just like getting balanced, so much going on. I'm an empath of everything. Hard to sort it all out some days when I unlock more. Now you all, just by that comment, you see how important it is to be able to balance it out and to be able to create some kind of shield around yourself. You also have to psychologically go into yourself and do your shadow work. I know people get tired of me saying that too, but there are things you stuffed in your shadow from childhood, teenagehood, adulthood. Hey, Sister Winnie, that you go, I'm not going to deal with that now. No, not going to look at that now. That will affect your abilities. If you do not do your shadow work, your empathic abilities will be highly affected and not in a positive way. The more you do your shadow work, the more effective and better you can use your empathic abilities for the good, for your benefit in such a way that it's physically, spiritually, emotionally, and economically better for you and the people around you and your relationships. And you don't attract so many broken people. And I hate to use that word, but when I say that, it's the people that are not for your greatest, how do I say it? Greatest purpose. The ones that are more manipulative or narcissistic. You get what I'm saying here? Because when you can't shield yourself and you haven't dealt with your shadow stuff, you will keep bringing those people in that want to take advantage of you. Because you can't see through the junk as well. You have to do your work. And when you do that work, you resonate higher. I'm hoping everybody understands when I say that. It's like turning up the radio. You resonate higher, which also brings people that resonate higher into your circle, and opportunities that are higher for your greater good into your circle. But when you refuse to do that shadow work, you cannot resonate as high. Does anybody get what I'm saying? You are welcome, Lady Spell. And look, we all go through situations where we get depressed and things go low. And we allow ourselves to feel those things. It's important to feel those things. We can't be happy all the time. That would be ridiculous and unreasonable. So you allow yourself to feel those things. Feel them. Look at them. Be realistic about them. And when you feel them, go back up. Go back up. Shadow work. Monica, she goes, what is shadow work? Okay. You know when things happen to us sometimes and we don't want to look at it, we don't want to think about it, we don't want to feel it, we stuff it away because we don't want to look at it and think about it, and we think that was a long time ago, don't want to deal with it, I'm going to go on with life. Like memories or things that happened before or problems in the past, or maybe even gifts we had that a family member said, you're never going to be good at that. You, you need to put that thing away. Even that kind of stuff. So you just forgot about it and stuffed it somewhere in you. You need to pull all that out. The pain, the negativity, all the crap that you just stuffed away, and take a look at it and address it and feel it little by little and get it out of you. Journal it, whatever you have to do. Talk about it in the journal to a friend and just clean it out of your closet. That's what shadow work is, because it's in your shadow self. And once you do that, your energy level, you resonate higher. That means your energy, we're all made of energy, you resonate higher. Because it's all of us have things we don't want to cope with, we don't want to deal with. It could be a secret, right? An experience we had that we were ashamed of, we didn't want to tell anybody. We pull it out and look at it. Forgive ourselves for it. Look at it as an adult that's a few years older, or something that happened when we were a child, and we imagine that child that we were, and we as an adult tell that child within us, it's okay, baby. Not your fault. We got this. That's shadow work. I love that Scout Inquirer. I love that. He says, at different moments, occasions of time. Example, I and animals can feel our energy. I love to plant. I can feel medical and feelings. I love that. So, does that make more sense, Monica? Once you look at the pain, examine it from different angles, you can process it, integrate what it taught you, and begin to release the pain. Exactly. I love that, Michelle Cannon Free. Yeah. It's like the pain from the past won't feel the same as it did when it occurred. And like she said, you can process it and release it, write it down on a piece of paper, and go out and burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Release it. Like a phoenix in the night, rising from the ashes. Maybe we can have a release party one night. All of us burn it in a coffee can or something. Good. I'm glad you get it, Monica. I'm trying to see what I forgot. Angel says, the dragon spirits are working with me now. They sit on my back and sleep. I'm trying to learn not to connect so much because I can nap with them or they can make me tired all day. I'm working on it. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next one. That is very nicely said. You're right, Scout. She did a great job. I'm gonna pop these glasses on and off because I wrote all over the place. I didn't even go in the lines sometimes. I got lines on this journal. So anyway, here we go. Now there's Heyoki Empath. I don't know how many of you have heard of this. They live life unconventionally. Now, they got their name from a Sioux tribe, and it used to be believed to be the most powerful. They can come off harsh sometimes. They're highly spiritual. They can have a defiance of their norms. They typically mirror people's true self, okay? They try to mirror people so you can see even the harshness of your true self and try to come out on the other side better, okay? They can seem powerful and scary in some ways, like that. The Heyoki, they can come off as a wise gesture and seem like they have harmful traits in some ways. Sometimes people might be a little scared of that. Yeah. So they're just sort of out of the box. Now, the one that really is scary and powerful, though, I would not want to be, is a dark empath, which is part of the triad. They have high cognitive empathy, which they can relate in a cognitive way to how you're feeling, but very low emotional empathy. And they are very manipulative and narcissistic in that way. They will seem like they're connecting with you in an empathic way, but it's to get to a means end. They're doing it to get something from you. It's very dark in the end. I wouldn't want to be a dark empath, but I'm sure that some of you have crossed paths with a dark empath. And I feel like, think of Alex Murdaugh. I would say Alex Murdaugh is probably a dark empath. He's probably gone to people saying he wants to help them. He can relate to how they feel. He's a Southern boy. No, 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 no. And you see what he did. Because there were people that loved him and liked him, didn't want to believe he did that. Dark empath. By the way, this is off topic. Who remembers Stephen Smith connected to the Murdoch case that was found in the middle of the road, connected to Buster Murdoch, and they said it was hit and run? Anybody remember? I mentioned that in one of my shows. Anyway, they got permission to exhume him and study the body again. You were very right, Lady Spell. Ayoka is a good empath to lead to healing, but it might not look like it at the time. It's all a lesson and experience. Ooh, baby, but they can be rough on the way to healing. It will feel rough anyway. Now we have super empath, which will be a piece of all of the empaths. May not, okay, you don't have to be exactly every single one, but you can be a great piece of all of them, which I feel like my friend has a great piece of most all of them. And they are a narcissist worst nightmare. Yes, indeedy. But their rage does not align with being a healer. So a super empath, as a kid, felt like they had to be a perfectionist. They can have a sense of, oh, here comes glasses again. Here comes the glasses. A sense of identity. But they take things on for other people anyway. They're a powerful empath. They harbor traits of many empaths. They look to make sure others are comfortable all the time. They're strong-willed. They have a moral sense of good and bad. They don't let society's pressures push them off track. They'll take breaks if they need it. But they always have to prove themselves as worthy and connect to service. They usually put themselves in positions of service for others. When they were younger, they shoved their rage down. This is one of the positions where a child was to be seen and not heard. They didn't get to vocalize what bothered them. They may have stuffed down despair, fear, disgust, shame, overwhelming anger in an effort to be good, pleasing, help take care of others, and didn't get to speak their mind at all. Afraid to upset people. They may have experienced childhood trauma or abuse in some way. They had a deep sense of hurt or abandonment. Weren't able to express their feelings. They end up with partners that in the beginning show a lot of love, but innately begin to devalue them. And they'll put up walls. They attract maladaptive narcissists. Yes, the relationship becomes codependent because the narcissist feeds off of the empath. And that's with any relationship. Narcissists always look for empaths. And it may not be conscious, but narcissists always look for empaths. Because empaths are so giving. Empaths presuppose what a person needs ahead of time. They want to make sure people are healing and all right. What empath is this? The codependent empath? The super empath. This is a super empath that takes on many or all of the characteristics of all the other empaths. But the super empath inevitably ends up trying to put up walls. Super empaths is very powerful, and they do have a core self. They do have a strong core self. And when they do begin to realize what's going on and learn to put up protection around them, then they are a narcissist's worst nightmare. But it's very important that they learn to put up protection where they can better function in all of the world, because they end up doing very great things. They end up doing a lot of great things for humanity, for the public, period. Hey, Shabby, what is that AKA pity party, girl? What is that AKA pity party? Then there is a dream empath. Did you know that? Because they can easily interpret all dreams, just intuitively. They might need help from a book sometimes, but they can intuitively interpret dreams. They can intuitively interpret dreams, and they can connect to the dreams of others. But if you don't learn, if you don't go do your shadow work, if you don't learn to guard yourself, protect yourself, you can go into a place of being a damaged empath, which is not good. I am sorry you had a meltdown, Shay. Girl, you don't come in here being all meltdown. You're supposed to come in here feeling better. You're supposed to come in here feeling better, girl, or learning something. If you do not learn how to do your shadow work, and you got to work, you empath, you got to work. You just cannot run around in this world being haphazard and knowing you are a empath. Am I right or am I wrong? If I'm right, saying amen in the chat. And by the way, if you're liking the information you're getting, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you want, you can share. Or you can send me a coffee with a what is it called? I don't know, because I'm going squirrel, with a sticker. That's what it's called. If you don't do your shadow work, if you don't learn to guard yourself, you can become a damaged empath. You can't run around in the world like somebody lit your booty on fire, because you're sucking up all this emotion and energy, etc. And look, it can be the cause of your headaches. It can be the cause of your migraines. It can be the cause of your IBS. Did you know that? It can be the cause of some of these things going on in your body. You cannot be haphazard and willy-nilly, like Michelle Cannon Freeman said. Oh, thank you, Lady Spellbreaker. I appreciate that. It's not going to be the cause of every medical problem that you got. Gut health. Yes, Shay. Gut health. I didn't turn on memberships because I thought, who's going to buy a membership for Dear Dana? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to buy a membership for Dear Dana? I want to teach classes. I want to teach people. That's what I want to do. You don't want to be a damaged empath. If you're already feeling drained and exhausted, yes, the gut has a brain too. That is your other brain. Oh, thank you, Shelly Marie. You didn't have to do that, sweetheart. Thank you for the super sticker. Has it got a funny little person dancing? That's what I want to see. Thank you, Shelly Marie. I appreciate you. Your gut is your other brain. I just started taking probiotics and it makes the biggest difference. Probiotics can balance your gut, help you to lose weight, help your immune system, all kinds of things. That's the truth. But your gut is your other brain. If every time you go out to the grocery store somewhere and you come back super exhausted, if every time you go out to be around family members and when you come back you got to take a nap, thank you, Shelley, then your empathic abilities are junky. You need to be surrounded with protection and you need to make a point to do it every time you leave the house. And you need to build a relationship with your angels. Not trying to tell you what to do, just giving advice. Just giving advice. It can help with alleviate some of your anxiety and depression. Learn where your boundaries are. Learn to shield yourself. Do your shadow work. Most people stuff back so much stuff they don't want to deal with. Look, if you don't want to go to therapy, at least do your shadow work. Journal. Take a look at stuff. Look at old photos. Oh, I can't drink kombucha. I tried. I'm sorry, I tried. I can't do it. I would describe buried things as tons of tiny, tight fists embedded in your guts. That is perfect way to describe it, KK Bootsy. A perfect way to describe it. You know, people helping people helps you. It does. Helping people helps me. But I don't want to go around helping everybody if I've got 2 tons of dark gunk in my system that I haven't tried to help myself. That's hypocritical. And you, Scout, you are so right. Energy vampires. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Energy vampires can drain our energy. This is why I like to surround myself with positive and high vibration people. He does not know the motto in this room. The motto in this room is your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And it's a no hate zone. Yep, no energy vampires allowed in this room because we will kick the booty out. Hello, yellow shirt, Dan. So nice to hear you be. See, I started talking backwards. My MS programmed me backwards for that sentence. See, I'm not perfect. I squirrel in here. I say all kinds of funky things. Look, anybody, please check out Yellow Shirt Dad's channel and give him a subscribe and like. Please check out the Stock Explorers channel. She is adorable. Love her to death. Give her a subscribe and like, definitely. Please check out Lady Spellbreaker Oracle. Subscribe and like. Who am I missing? And Scout Inquirer, check him out. I'm trying to get all the creators I can find. If you are a creator and I have missed you, let me know so I can call you out so they can check you out. And give a subscribe and like. I support all good creators as long as you are not evil. You can't be evil. I won't support you. And if any of you creators, You can DM me. You got a story you want to share? You want to collab with me sometime? Let me know. Because for whatever reason, people be scared or something. Dustin wouldn't, and Spellbreaker came up with me once, but uh, people will be scared to come up and collab or guest with me for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. Okay, you have a good night too, Dustin, sweetheart. Okay, so when you do these things, when you figure out which empath you are, when you do your work with your shadow side, okay, and you learn to make boundaries and you surround yourself, your intuitive side will kick in more. It'll kick in more. And you'll learn more where to put the puzzle pieces together. You'll be like radar with your energy, right? You'll be so much more focused. You'll be able to tune in through a person's eyes and with the energy and be able to key in to their whole energy body and almost just pick up, zone in on who they are, which will also lead into other things like remote viewing. Like if I know somebody and I loved and cared about them and I haven't seen them in a while, right? And I wanted to get a sense of where they are, how they're doing, what their environment looks like. If I've done my shadow work, if I've done my protective surroundings, if I still have a loving, caring attachment to them, I can feel their energy from a distance and be able to sort of slide into that energy and do remote viewing, right? But if you're holding, hey Ace, if you're holding, I don't want to say dark energy, shadow energy in your body that you haven't done your homework, okay? And your homework is you, your self care, your emotional care, your spiritual care. Then you can't get to those higher places, the more intuitive places. You see what I'm saying? Each thing is a new step forward. Your intuitive abilities become stronger as you focus in. If your empathic abilities are just haywire, you can't focus in on your intuitive abilities. Your intuitive abilities are like a camera. You get what I'm saying? If you want to be that intuitive double knot spy, you've got to be able to focus. And all of that comes in with doing your own work. Has anybody got any questions about this? It is work. It's not just like, oh, I'm an empath. La la la. That's not how it goes. Even with my abilities, when I found out what my abilities were and that they were cut on, it was like, okay, the homework's on. I've got to figure out how to better use it, how to better control it, how I can better help people with it. That's how it goes. It's not like, oh, it's cut on. I'm magic. No, dude, that's not how it works. I knew there was going to be more work, more study, more homework. I had to focus. Whoop, whoop. I can see trauma triggers and responses clearly. I definitely need to do it more often, put up more barriers. I have one but need another one, or strengthen my arm further, or something, so I'm not affected by the dragons as often too. Who are the dragons, Angel Wings? I'm a little confused. Somehow I can see a lot of things and feel it more clearly. Maybe I studied psychology and human behavior too long. Can you really study it too long? That's my question. I think when you study things, you take what makes sense to you and then put some of it away. I'm seeing many empaths call triggers and trauma responses as too sensitive, but it's unhealed wounds. You're right, it is unhealed wounds. So happy to see you, Virginia Woolf. Did I pull it up? No, I didn't pull it up. Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the comments so I can see them better. Oops. Does anyone feel emotionally, physically drained for a day or two, sometimes after a day when you sponged up someone else's emotion? Yeah, KK Bootsy, depending on what it is. Sometimes there have been moments I thought I shielded myself well, or maybe it's rare that I forget, or um, maybe I didn't shield myself as well as I thought, and it would be a big family get together, like at Christmas or something. It's like my dad's side of the family is pretty big, and I would come home, and it take me a day or so to recuperate from it. Yeah, so you really have to work hard to shield yourself, but it's especially around the holidays. But it depends on the person and what's going on with them. If there's emotional trauma, if they're energy vampires, you get what I'm saying. Protect your energy. You'll hear me saying that a lot on here. Protect your energy. Integration of the shadow is integral for healing and raising one's level of consciousness. You are absolutely correct, Michelle. 100%. And we have to have the shadow and the light for balance, yin and yang, right? We have to have good and evil, as much as I hate to say it. We have to have all of that for balance. We would not know what's good and positive and happy and loving if we didn't have the opposite. We wouldn't recognize it. Yes, shield and ground often. You can ground, go put your feet on the ground outside naked. Wrap your arms around a tree. I have actual dragons protecting me, but I help baby dragons that get abandoned, but apparently need to learn more about them because they are on me all the time, drive me nuts. Whoa! The universe demands balance, and we need balance in our life. All of us, in the wacky world of everything that's going on now in our whole world, we are so busy, like I said, doing the Groundhog Day constantly. Get up, go to work, right? Do our stuff, come home, eat dinner, sleep, go to sleep, get up again, right? That we don't take moments to try to take care of every aspect of ourselves. Hey, KK Bootsy, to really check in. We don't have to be so spiritual that we're checked out of other aspects of our life. And we don't have to be so work focused that we're checked out of life, right? Ooh, cool, Shelly. a grounding mat. Definitely, I definitely need to get one of those. I love that lady spellbreaker. So, but being an empath will affect your life. So take that minute that you need when you leave your house to breathe, do the conscious breathing, do whatever kind of prayer that you need, and consciously surround yourself, shield yourself, start your day that way. I don't want you to be a hermit and never leave your house, never interact with people, never make a difference in the world, right? And you might even find that if you're experiencing pain, headaches, migraines, stomach problems, etc., 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 maybe you're going to see a difference. And maybe you're going to find that you're resonating higher, your intuition's better, a new gift opens, you become a healer. Who knows? Who knows? But something is going to change for you if you make these changes. If you start working on the shadow work, if you get a stronger sense of core self, right? If you get a little bit unstuck, if you are able to protect your energy and connect with others and find a way to better use your gift without it being kind of all over the place, it's there for a reason. I see what you're saying, KK Bootsy. Bit of a hermit, contently. But I bet if we all knew each other in person, all of you empaths out there, I bet you all would want to get together because let me tell you something. When you have these spiritual gifts and you get together as a group, guess what happens? The energy expands astronomically. It expands astronomically. And when you get together, you feel it inexplicably. You just feel it. You can feel the energy off the other person. That sounds great, Lady Spellbreaker. Probably KK Bootsy. You can feel it off the other person. I know it does, Shelly Marie. I just feel the change for you, but you have to do it yourself. You support me, Yellow Shirt Dad? Or somebody else? I don't know who you're talking to. You feel it off the other people in a way that makes you feel like you have the zooms. And I know that you all probably don't understand it. And I'm not trying to freak you out. I can feel each of you individually. I get a sense of you and I can feel you individually. Thank you, Yellow Shirt Dan. And I can feel you when you come on Nora's and stuff. And I've been to your channel and I subscribed. I'm glad that I came across you too. I like the people that come to Nora's and the guru. I wonder how he's doing. I know he was supposed to be in the hospital for 8 weeks. I'm worried. But anyway, I don't know. I do want to do some classes because I feel like people would be able to heal in a lot of ways, do some work with themselves and heal and find their gifts, be able to, how do I put it? Practice their own empathic ways, get rid of some bad habits, etc., etc. I want to teach some classes. I don't know if people would be interested, but it looks like I'm going to have to do it on Zoom because YouTube was supposed to make it possible. And I thought it was going to be in February, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So I want to do something that's like a nominal cost, because it's going to, cost me a little, but I'm talking $5, $10, something like that. So if any of you would be interested in that, let me know, because I'm itchy to do it. I can't do it live on here. And I also want to be able to offer like a group hypnosis. If I think any of you would be, that it wouldn't be for your higher good, I would tell you privately. But, things like that, guided meditation, hypnosis, yada, yada. Just let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you would ever be interested in something like that, and I'll put together a Zoom. But if I can't get the interest, I don't want to put it together. You know what I mean? You in the bushes too. But I don't want to put it together on YouTube. Not private enough for me. I want it to be more private, more intimate, and do it for different things. But anyway, does anybody have any questions before I start to wrap up? My stomach's getting hungry. I don't eat before we do this. Does anybody have any questions? To support your abilities to be empathic, the gifts that you're given, we're all given. The journey is work. It's a responsibility. Batman. Or is it Spider-Man? Which superhero was like, it's a responsibility? I don't know. But all of it's responsibility, and the responsibility starts with yourself. Right? You can't pour from an empty cup. And everything is about servant leadership. But you still have to start with you. Thank you, Nora. I adore me some Nora. me. You tell I'm getting hungry. So if there's no questions, let me know in the comments if you'd ever enjoy a class. But everybody have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Thank you for the super sticker, Shelly. I dearly appreciate you. And if I forgot anyone, please forgive me. Everyone have a most beautiful weekend. I love and appreciate you so very much. Thank you for coming to this community. Please like, share, subscribe if you want to. Oh, thank you, Scout and Choir. It's always my intention to have everybody in this community know they are loved and welcomed and cared for. Thank you, Yellow Shirt Dad. Yeah, please check out his channel too. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. This community is always about everything that makes you human, except SEX. We don't do that here. But anyway, we're going to rock ourselves on out, and I shall see. Oh, thank you so much for that super chat. Our super sticker, whatever they're called. Oh, it's a super sticker. I'm still not used to them. But anyway, I love you all, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. And get ready. Just get ready. Let's, if I can find it, because I'm blind as bat. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch.
Get it, Shelly. Get it, Shelly. Get it, Shelly.
Anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say